What else?
Great matchup. For a lot of people, you'd say it's the game of the week.
Which one? The next one?
The Green Bay Packers.
No, you skipped one.
And, well, I've already started talking about it.
All right, fine.
The Green Bay Packers going to take on the Super Bowl, what do you want to call it? The Super Bowl NFC conference team, the San Francisco 49ers from last year. And you got two pretty strong teams there, Mickey. And if I don't melt, then I'll have something to say about this game. But go ahead.
I know you'll have something to say about this game because I know that you love the Niners this year. All right. First of all, as a Bears fan, I'm glad any week that the Packers lose, and this is going to be one of them. The Niners and the Packers played twice last season. First game of the season and the last game of the season. 49ers won both times. First time they won 30-22 in Green Bay, and it was not that close because they had a big lead, and it was kind of a backdoor sort of comeback by Green Bay. And then when they played in the playoffs in good old San Francisco, that was the divisional playoff game. Here we have this just in. A San Francisco 49ers jersey. How about it? Can you believe it? Ain't it pretty? Oh, Sullivan.
This is what it feels like in Miami.
Check it out, Joey. We got the O'Sullivan jersey. Anyway, back to that playoff game. The Niners won that game 45-31 over the Packers, and they racked up an unbelievable 323 yards rushing. That is 2 good games of rushing in a normal game. And the point is, the Packers, this is a mismatch. This, for whatever reason, it's a mismatch, and I think the reason really is brute strength. Not that coaching doesn't play a role in it, but I mean, I would say that the 49ers have the Packers number. The line is, the point spread is 49ers -4. I think the 49ers are going to cover it. They'll win by at least 7, and the Packers will just be back to where they were last season, licking their wounds and trying to see who they can beat up on in week 2.
I kind of see it the same way. The 49ers are playing at home. If they're worth their salt at all, they're going to clearly want to redeem what had happened last season, and they're going to be serious about this game. They're loaded for bear, folks. They're absolutely loaded for bear.
Yep.
I mean, even since the last show that we had, where most teams would have been done spending their money, they would have been done trying to get free agent trades at the last minute to fill spots because they unfortunately had a veteran player in training camp that really wasn't looking too good. And I'm not sure if I could start this guy and I can count on him to cover that position. So they had an opportunity to take advantage of even a few more players that could be a helpful sign for them. Austin Collie, who I mentioned earlier, started his career in Indianapolis and was just one of many threats that Peyton Manning was throwing to. Is now a San Francisco 49er, and he's going to be there for a year. I think that that's a positive thing for the 49ers. I mean, definitely. The other trade that I'm talking about is this guy, Eric Wright, we were talking about earlier, who was on the crime report. Eric, you got your name mentioned twice on our show, which should be a good thing, but not these 2 segments, my friend. Correct?
You don't want to be on the NFL crime report.
No, not
but it
really.
happens.
Not really. You weren't stealing, but we don't talk about players that stole bubble gum. Okay, it goes a little more serious than that.
That's arrests. That's all arrests.
It is
the crime report.
It is.
And keep in mind, there's almost a whole month. Today's August 11th, 2013. The NFL crime report could expand, by who knows how 5-10 more arrests between now and opening day.
Which reminds me,
let's hope for the best.
This show's copyrighted 2013. Joey and Mickey.
That's right, Joey and Mickey Pro Football Show.
There you go.
Now, another key thing in terms of the 49ers offense, Michael Crabtree. You said that he was recently injured, and it could be a big injury, could keep him out for a long time.
I bet you that turned Jim Harbaugh into a real crab when that happened.
God, can you imagine Harbaugh's expression as he learned about Crabtree's injury? What a disaster.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, as far as Mickey, and I think you were on a point there.
Well, they'll miss Crabtree. They'll miss Crabtree, but from the other folks they picked up, you mentioned Anquan Bolden, Boston College, and they have, we talked about it the other, yesterday, fabulous quarterback, Colin Kaepernick. Only his first year as a starter, but he's proven, and he's got a great offensive line. He can pass, he can run. The Niners are going to have, they're going to score a lot of points this year. Mark my words.
Eric Wright was a cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and obviously they had no tolerance level. 49ers took advantage of that. They went ahead and cut him for the one offense that we mentioned in the crime report. If not, I think there was a second offense where he got arrested for something. They had had enough of him. The 49ers, in my opinion, just clearly said, here's an opportunity. We can afford this kid. He's going to need to go to some team. He agrees to come here for 1 year. That's just more icing on the cake for us. I think we can use him. He's worth the risk. We're only going to give him a 1-year contract. And he's not. He wasn't really looking that good in training camp. I mean, the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers and their cornerback coach both said the verdict's still out on this kid. So San Francisco, to me, like I've said before, I mean, they couldn't be more serious. They want this bad, and they're showing they want it bad. They're saying things that show that they want it bad, and so that's just the way it's going to be. And we're going to go ahead and take a short break.
Wait, before we do that, any game that involves the Packers, we have to mention their fabulous quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The last 2 years, he's led the NFL in at quarterback rating. He was at 108 last season. He is not far and away, but he is the best quarterback in the NFL, and that is the strength of the Green Bay Packers, their passing game. The Niners are going to have to contend with that. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to just see what they can do to limit the damage, and there will be a lot of points scored in this game. The total shown here is 48.5. Well, when you can, I don't know, they could easily go over 48.5. There were 2 games last year with 30-22 and 45-31. So if you're an over better, well, I'd look to the over. Packers are led by, what the heck, I don't know, won't go into it too much, but he's a force. There will be a lot of scoring, and this will be an exciting, fun game. 2 of the best teams in the NFL. We'll see how it goes. But I'm picking, like I said, the Niners.